Ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum. Hooty-hoo, 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 hooty-hoo. Good morning, my friends, colleagues, associates, naysayers, never-do-wells. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the 52nd episode of the Swift and SwiftUI Learnalong. I am your host, Enor Oat, aka, well, you can just call me Nico. That works too. White folks call me Nick. That's cool too. That's all good, brother. Any that's cool. So let me give you the breakdown for the uninitiated, give you a quick little intro on what this is. You're watching a person that is not an expert programmer but has programming experience, learning Swift and SwiftUI for the first time, all in an effort to build a product that I plan to sell for my company, or as my company's first product line, Not Tech Systems. Watch out for me in the first. Yeah, I fucked that up. Okay, whatever. But that's the premise here. So it's a learn along. You're watching raw learning in real time. Everything is done on stream. It's on the one hand, a cathartic experience of sorts, and on the other hand, also it keeps me honest, gives me a good schedule, a goal to shoot for. It's fun. I like teaching, but I don't necessarily like socializing, and so this is perfect for me, brother. Uh, so you're learning along with me. I am going through a course that I realize I probably shouldn't necessarily specify, but I am effectively reading it all to you. So you may not be able to see it all that well, but that actually is a good thing, fair use and all that. So I read the content to you and I do the projects in real time and we learn in that way. So if that jives with you, stick around, follow. If not, get the hell out. All right. But in terms of the plan and what's been going on thus far, let me go to my little board real quick, just show you. So you know what we're in for, or what you're in for. I already know what I'm in for. What you in for, brother? Grand theft. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, so let's see. I've revised it a bit. It's gone through some changes. Okay, so first we went through the Big Nerd Ranch Guide. That was the resource that we use. 7th edition, a bit old, but it was still very good. So I highly recommend this book, Big Nerd Ranch Guide on Swift. So that was effectively Swift deep dive. Well, I say deep dive, more like a deeply well-structured overview of the entire language. But it was very, very insightful, very. What the hell am I trying to say? I can't quit saying very. It was a great experience, and I'm happy that I chose Swift. That's what I should say, because it is extremely expressive, and between enums and protocols, I feel like I'm really covered for all of the application that I'm going to need, or all of the functionality my application is going to need, rather. So I'm feeling really good about the choice overall. Now, you're going to hear me bitch and moan about Mac OS as an operating system. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, can't help it. But I do really, really like Swift. I think it is the bee's knees. How about that? Okay, so we've already gone through that. So that was about the first, well, that was like 45, 46 episodes, right? So now we're at 52. So if you want to get caught up, all of these are on this YouTube channel. I think they're on X as well and maybe Twitch, but for sure you can find them on this YouTube channel here if you want to get caught up. So we went through that behemoth of a book. It was about 800 pages of content across 100 some odd hours of streamed content. And some of that's bathroom breaks and me pontificating, but you can just fast forward through that. And yeah, so we went through that. Okay, so I feel like I have a pretty decent knowledge of how Swift works. I can't say that I can open up an editor and just start slapping down code, but I know what I'm looking at now, and so that was I got a lot from that. So yeah, go buy a Big Nerd Ranch Guide book if you're looking for any kind of resource on programming, not just Swift. They do a great job. I really, really liked, if you watch the stream, I kept just kind of, as the kids would say, glazing Big Nerd Ranch because their teaching style is just fantastic. So if you're somebody that gets often frustrated with shitty literature and purported teachings, but then it's like total trash when you get into the course or whatever, I encourage you to go check out Big Nerd Ranch Guide. Okay, they're not going to cheat you, and they actually, in my eyes, instruct you in a way that is conducive to learning, not the more like vague jumping around type of learning that you get from YouTube tutorials and whatnot, which I realize I'm describing myself in a way. But part of that, I say that to say the difference here, and that's why I would like to point that fact out, is that this is a learn along. So you're not learning from me, you're learning with me. So I'm not giving you the content, I'm experiencing the content in real time, and you happen to be there as well. Semantics, maybe, but I think it's different. It is different because to me it's different when you purport to actually be a teacher. Whatever, I'm going off the rails here. I'm just saying, and I've said this before on the stream, I think YouTube in general has kind of fucked up the perception of what teaching is. I think people have forgotten that it's actually it's a discipline, it's a legitimate skill. And that's been gnarled and twisted a bit, because, ad revenue. People just want to get content out there for views, and you can tell, and it's there. But I say all that to say, I see a real teacher's passion in the Big Nerd Ranch guides, and it's written in that way. So it's high quality, so go check it out. Okay, anyway. Now, the second step of all this in the stream, so we went through Swift, right? Now we're on SwiftUI, which we are on page 83 of, how many pages is this book here? I am liking this book now that it's picking up some steam, so this is really good. It's not a Big Nerd Ranch guide. Originally, we're going to use Big Nerd Ranch again for SwiftUI. But unfortunately, the content was just too old, and they've not put out a newer, more recent piece of literature on SwiftUI itself. And I had no desire to go through, what do they call it? UI kit. That was the old framework. You can still use it, UI kit and storyboards versus now SwiftUI. But I have no desire to learn UI kit. I just don't. I've done some web dev before, and since SwiftUI is so close to that, it just makes a lot of sense for me to kind of lean into that, especially because Apple's also said they're leaning into that. Like, that's SwiftUI is the future. So I just didn't see a reason to do that. So instead I found this other book. But yeah, so this is a 600 pages. So we're still in for it. There's quite a bit of content left, but we're going to work through that. So I'd say we're barely maybe scratching the surface here, maybe 10%. So as part of this, we're going to, why is that blob there? Jared, did you put that there? What is that? No, I mean, I don't know. How do I get rid of it? What's the eraser? Okay, there we go. Yeah, so let's see this. What the hell was I saying? Okay, whatever. We started the SwiftUI thing. We're like 10% of the way through that. After we're done with this portion, then we'll move into a little SQL. That's probably why I did that, didn't I? We'll move into some SQL schema design. So we're going to lay out a schema for the local onboard storage of the app. And we'll also look at setting up a schema for GraphQL for the eventual web server for the app. So we won't spend too much time on that because I'm going to be brainstorming at the same time, and that's going to be iterative. But we'll look at doing that just so you can see how we can stand those two things up, and maybe maybe let me add where's the thing at? I should also add select libraries, frameworks from Swift ecosystem. meaning like the database drivers. There's libraries that let you, they sanitize your SQL for you and stuff like that. So we'll look at kind of making a collection of both the skeleton of these things and also the tools that we plan to use, just to kind of start to form a shape of the thing. And after that, so this got nixed. We were originally going to go back to a Big Nerd Ranch guide, like I said, but it was old content, so that's out. And then so now for the last step, we'll just start building the thing. And then, I mean, I guess really this should be a parallel step, because how do I want another button. Give me another. Yeah, there we go. And get rid of these freaking. Okay. So in tandem with this, while we're building, we will also probably bounce around, because I won't necessarily, it's not going to be smooth sailing. It's going to be my first app, so it's going to be a lot of hit and miss. So somewhere along the way, we'll also take breaks and alternate. So maybe I'll call this like step 5A and step. So we'll alternate between these, but I want to do start another learn along for either C or Odin, and it'll probably be C, because it's just a skill I think that I should have. And I kind of already started it, and since I've written Golang before, it should be pretty straightforward. Certainly not as verbose as Swift, so we'll throw that in there. And then I want to look at Odin too. Odin, if you don't know what that is, it's like a C alternative, but it's already production ready. The only thing is it's a very new language. There's just not much content on it is the issue. So we'll see what's available by the time we get there, but it'll be one of these two. And so that's really the plan. So once we get through this book here, the assertion is that we'll understand how to write applications, because we're going to write 3 different unique apps as part of this book. So by the end, we should know at least how to structure apps and stand them up. And obviously we'll know what tools are available to us in Swift, and then it's up to us to just write the code. So that's the general plan. If that sounds good, like I said, stick around. And with that being said, now we can actually, let me close this, because regretfully I bought a 16 gig RAM Mac, because I let some joker convince me that 16 gigs was somehow more on a Apple Silicon versus a Windows machine. They're like, 16 gigs of RAM on a MacBook Pro Apple Silicon's like 32 gigs of RAM on a Windows machine. No, it's not. 16 gigs is like 16 gigs of RAM, but that's my bad for being silly. But anyway, that's why I got to manage what apps I have open at a given time, which is lame. So I would encourage anybody, if you're buying a dev machine, just spend the money and get the 32. But that's just me. All right, so where did we leave off yesterday? Yesterday we left off. You can see this is our app here. So far, there's a lot of ceremony for not much going on, but at the same time, we did learn a lot. So just to recap, we've built multiple views. Currently, we can't access any of them from directly from the interface perspective, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different views. So that's what the page numbers, those eventually will be page numbers. That's what those are going to represent. And the video player, timer, start, these are all going to be things that we expand onto the canvas as features. The squat here is a header. So this is an exercise app that we're building. And so we've effectively been laying out, and you can see that. So content view is the primary view. We have an exercise view that we built out. Then we have our data model for the exercises, which is this array here, via an extension through a static property. So we looked at how we can set those up. And then our header view. So they showed us how we can also, this neat little trick here. what was it? It was control. Oh, snap. Oh, I forgot I changed it. Okay, control. God damn it. Control click. Yeah, okay. And then not embed, although that's helpful too, but where is it? I might not be on the right thing. There was an extract. There was an extract subview. Why does that happen? I literally only touch the control button and it jumps fucking whatever. Okay, there was some neat stuff we looked at where you can use it, just basically Xcode stuff. How about that? If it'll let me even this fucking operating system. I just don't get it. You can extract a subview. So instead of having a view embedded in a stack, if you wanted to pull it out, that's what exactly what we did with exercise view. So this whole, where'd it go? This, this header view was generated for us by Xcode via that feature. But yeah, maybe can I do it here? I'll try one more time. Oh, I didn't jump around. That's good. Well, how about this? Go watch yesterday's stream. How about that? It did something cool like that, and I'm sure we'll do it again. So let's just move on. So now we were at the point where we were going to play some videos, and based off the sample project that we got so far, they gave us some videos here. So we already have them, right? So we have a burpee, a squat, step up, and a sun salute. I feel silly though, because I've never heard of, what is this? Let's watch it. It's pretty good form. I feel like a pervert watching this. Why? I don't know. Because society has told me that I'm a pervert for enjoying that video. And that's messed up. That's messed up. But anyway, that is a sun salute. And okay, we don't need to watch anymore. But that's what we're working on, and that's where we are currently in terms of building out the app. So live preview, header view. Okay, we did that. Yeah. So okay, playing a video. Skills you'll learn in this section: AVP player. Wait, AV player and video player. What is AV player? Okay, AV player, video player, bundle files, optional types, make conditional. Ooh, that's one we have not seen at all. Geometry reader, and adding padding. Adding padding. In exercise view.swift, add this statement just below import SwiftUI. In exercise view. Okay, which is where I am. Do they really? Ooh, how did I do that? Well, that works just as well. Okay. In exercise view.swift, add this statement just below. Oh, okay, so now we are importing an additional module. Import. So of course SwiftUI being the framework, and now AV kit, which stands for what? Audio visual, or audio video. Importing AV kit lets you use high-level types like AV player to play videos with the usual playback controls. You know, I always wonder this. It's funny how much, or not funny, but it's well, it's many things, but it's really impressive, awesome, and a bit confusing to me too. Just the extent of free tools provided to developers. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, this is, because in my head I was always thinking, how do they, Like, all these people know how to write these video players. Like, that's incredible. Like, they have to learn codecs and encodings and bitmaps. But no, it's just actually one person, or not one, but only one team, the Apple team, whatever Apple engineers are in charge of, maintaining and updating and adding to this AV kit. They know how to do it, and they just give it to us in the form of a library, which is incredible. Which now I understand it more, because you need to attract developers to your platform and all that. But yeah, it's just insane to me. It seems like a hard balance to strike. What do you add versus, or what do you build versus what do you enable through primitives? You know what I mean? Maybe not. Anyway, importing AV kit lets you use high-level types like AV player to play videos with the usual playback controls. Now replace text video player with this line. Okay. Let me collapse that a little bit there. Shrink you a little bit there. And okay, replace what now? Video player with video player with the player parameter, and I want to pass an AV player URL. So video player is a view that takes an argument that is, I'm not sure what AV player is, but it also takes an argument URL that is, of course, of type URL. So URL is actually a type. In Swift, Xcode complains it cannot find URL in scope. So you'll define this value next, getting the URL of a bundle file. You need the URL of the video file for this exercise. The video name property is the name part of the file. All the files have file extension .mp4. These files are in the project folder, which you can access as bundle.main. Bundle.main. Okay, well, let me go look. Whoops. Exercise view. Bundle.main. Okay, let's just see what they say. I don't follow that one. Bundle.main. Its method URL for resource with extension. Oh, that's code. So URL with two parameters, for resource and with extension, gets you the URL of a file in the main app bundle if it exists. Otherwise, it returns nil, which means no value. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's why this was an optional. Or sorry, this, when I typed in video player, player here, so you can see that little purple letters there. AV player question mark denotes an optional, so either nil or of type AV player. And this was URL. Okay. I don't get the bundle thing though. Maybe I'll just go ask, because it's not expanding on that, and I don't want to go further until I know what that is. Yeah, I'm gonna ask, because yeah. These files are in the project, which you can access as bundle.main. Where is... What is bundle.main in relation to Swift. In Swift, bundle.main refers to the main bundle of your application. It's a special object representing the directory where your app's executable code resides. Oh, so it's okay. So it's just the root. Special object representing the directory. Yeah, okay. The main bundle also contains all the resources bundled with your app, such as images, sounds, storyboards, localization files, and more. How it's used. Accessing resources. The most common use of bundle.main is to load resources from your app bundle. For example, you can use it to load an image. Wait, so if flat image path equal bundle.main. So that's just shorthand for not having to give. I guess kind of like how we would use a relative path, or like the backslash data directory in a Docker container, because you know it's always going to be there. So it always refers to the root effectively of the container. Seems like that's what that means. Yeah. Getting bundle info. Bundle.main provides access to various details about the app bundle, like its identifier, version number, and build number. Loading nib files. Interface builder. A nib file. I've never heard of that. Key points. Scope. Bundle.main refers to the bundle containing the currently executing code. In the case of an app, it's the app's main bundle. In the case of a framework, it's the framework's bundle. Bundle of what? Everything? Is that... How does a bundle differ from the actual executable? Okay, so they are different. So it's bundle is a container. Okay, so where does the bundle exist? On disk or in memory? The bundle exists in both places, but in different forms. So the bundle is physically stored on disk as a directory with a .app extension. A directory with a .app extension. Okay. So that's like the dist folder for web apps. Okay. And deployment, when you build and distribute your app, the bundle is copied to the user's device. Okay. So it is literally, okay, it is literally a directory. And then in-memory runtime access, when your app runs, the operating system loads parts of the bump. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Weird. Okay, so it just kind of throws me when they name it with an extension, name a directory with an extension. So is the directory, or wait, what do I want to ask? So is there an actual directory named? I think the answer is no, but I just want to name bundle.main created. Okay, it's not. So it's okay. So okay, so this in terms of syntax does bundle.main always to the root of the project. Okay, good. That's at least, that makes sense. Oh, bundle.main.path. And then, okay. So you can access resources within subdirectories of the main bundle by specifying the path relative to the root. Yeah, let me, that's really what I care about currently. Which is nice because it's annoying having to deal with that, putting in raw. That's how it was in Go. You just gotta, it's just straight up file paths, brother. You gotta know. Gotta manage that manually. I mean, you can use environment variables though, but still. Okay, so then does that mean, I think it said something about subdirectories. Provides access to various details about the app bundle. Oh. So then would this code search the root and all directories within for the JPEG? It does not. Okay, so if you know the exact subdirectory where the image is located, you can provide it for resource of type in directory. Oh, okay. Easy money. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. That's fine. All right, then let's go back. That's what I really wanted to hear. It's kind of the scary thing about the LLMs, you know. They're really good at telling you what you want to hear. You just got to press them long enough. Fix, insert. Oh. Sometimes Xcode makes dookie recommendations. Why would there be a comma there? Okay. All right, now getting back to it. Getting the URL of a bundle file. You need the URL of the video file for this exercise. The video name property is the name part of the file. All the files have file extension MB4. These files are in the project folder, which you can access as bundle.main. Its method URL for resource with extension gets you the URL of a file in the main app bundle if it exists. Otherwise, it returns nil, which means no value. The return type of this method is an optional type URL, which we saw. Swift tip. Swift's optional type helps you avoid many hard-to-find bugs that are common in other programming languages. It is usually declared as a type like int or string, followed by a question mark. Yeah. Like this, this is an int. This is a optional int. So pretty straightforward. Where was I? Yeah. If you declare var index optional int, index can contain an int or no value at all. If you declare var index int with no optional, index must always contain an integer. Why do I have the hiccups? Use if let index to check whether an optional has value. If let index. Okay, yeah. The condition is true if index has a value. You can also check. Yeah, okay. No, you'll learn more about the app bundle in chapter 7, saving settings, and about optionals in chapter 8, saving history data. Okay, cool. So you need to wrap an if let around the video player, yet another pair of braces. It can be hard to keep track of them all, but Xcode is here to help. Command click video player and select make conditional. Lies, man. Is this because I'm not running this again? Maybe let me hit play. Oh wait, I can't. I haven't added this. Command click video player. Command. Expression in list. Refactor. I don't see it, but we can just do it the old-fashioned way, I guess. So, if true, and where does that? AV player. Oh, I didn't pass the. God dang it. That's probably why. Maybe that's why. Video player. Player. AV player. URL. URL. Okay. That might have been user error, but now we'll never know. Else. Empty view, or an instance of empty view. Okay, but it's still complaining because we don't have, because URL doesn't exist yet, but soon. An if else closure wraps video player. If else. So if true, then do this. Otherwise, do this. And with that, yeah. Xcode tip. Take advantage of features like embed and hstack and make conditional to let Xcode keep your braces matched. To adjust what is included in the closure, use option command square brackets to move the bracing up or down. I mean, well, maybe it'll work now. Video player. Yeah, that was my bad. Okay. Yeah, make conditional right there. Okay, well, that's helpful. Now replace if true. Wait, I want to see what it means by to adjust what's included in the closure, use. So I can expand this by using option command. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. Okay, let me highlight that. I like that. That always chaps my ass. Okay. Now replace true with what? If true. If true with if let. What do they call those real quick again? And what do we call the if let? Optional binding. Yeah. So you'll see this used with optional. So anywhere you're dealing with an optional, you'll use this technique. There's other ways to do it, but this one's pretty straightforward. But yeah, this if let syntax, because we have to account for the else in the case where the value is nil. Okay, so optional binding. Gotta remember that one. Optional binding, optional binding. All right, if let URL equal bundle.main .url for resource. So these, yeah, I want these two. For resource with extension. Yeah. First placeholder is my resource, which is exercise. Video name. Tab to the next placeholder. MP. Oh, wait. String. MP4. Okay. Something's happening. That's pretty cool. You know what else is cool? Bathroom breaks. Always very, very important. And right now, nature calls to me. So we're going to take a brief intermission. Let's see, what time is it? Let's be reasonable here. Let's see. Let's do. I don't want to rush it, you know. Just maybe solid 15 minutes. 15-minute break. Go get some coffee. Go for a walk. Go to the restroom. Get some water. We'll meet back here at 10:28. 10:28 hours for you folks that haven't got with it yet. That's 10:28. Okay, brother. CST. All right, be right back. Yodi 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 yo. Hi hi. Hot dog. Mm. I think I'm gonna order some coffee. Let's see. Venti Frappuccino. No bullshit sugar pumps. Just give me straight nuclear, brother. 3 extra shots. Oh yeah. Whole milk. That is one bitter. Bitter yet delicious drink that I spent absolutely way too much money on. But what are you gonna do about it? So, all right, here we go. We back. Get this down to human size. Okay, so we just added this nice little vid here. Oh, sick! It plays in the. Man, this is really cool. When Xcode is on, it's like really on. But when it's fucking up, oh, man, this belt is too. I'm not even sure why I'm wearing it yet. Ah, damn. Whew, that's a lot better. Sheesh. Okay. Take advantage of it. Okay. Now replace if true in the if else closure. Replace empty view with. Okay, so. So if it's nil initially, we were saying just give it an empty view. Now we are instead displaying this text view. Couldn't. Why does that look so weird? Couldn't. No, that's right. Yeah. Couldn't find escape character. String interpolation. Exercise. Dot. Video name. Dot mp4. p4. And we want a modifier on this text view. So dot foreground color red. All right. Xcode book. Swift tip: the string interpolation code / exercise video name inserts this value into the. Oh yeah, sure. In live preview, click above or below the video to show the play button, or just click the video to start stop. Okay. Getting the screen dimensions. The video takes up a lot of space on the screen. You could set the width and height of its frame to some constant values that work on most devices, but it is better if these, if these measurements adapt to the size of the device. In body, command click VStack and select embed. Change the container bracket placeholder to this line. In body, where is that? Change the container placeholder. Where are you seeing that? In command click VStack. Bed. Huh? I don't see container anywhere. Command click VStack, like then change the container placeholder to this line, geometry in. Control click. And select embed. Oh, literally container. Okay. So it pops up after you select that. And then there. Geometry reader. Geometry in. And so it wrapped. Oh, it did add that for us. Okay. Okay. Geometry reader. Geometry reader is a container view that provides you with the screen's measurements for whatever device you're previewing or running on. Oh, sick. Add this modifier to video player. Video player, video player, video player. To video player. The video now only uses 45% of the screen height. What do you mean to video player though? Video player isn't. It's just here. So I can add it here. Yeah, that should be right. Frame. Height. Geometry. Dot size. Dot height. Times 0.45. Well, isn't that something? That's pretty cool. I guess that's one of the downsides of maybe I should yeah, I think I'll put it back on the bottom and just expand it as we need to see it. Or maybe, I guess that's a little better. Okay. And okay, there. Okay, so we resized the video player. The video player now only uses 45% of the screen height. Yeah, that looks a little better now that it's not all bunched up. Okay, so video player, and then beneath it we added the modifier. Frame, height parameter, we passed in geometry size, height. Okay. Okay. The header looks a little squashed. I mean, it looks fine. Looks a little squashed. Control Option click header view to add padding to its bottom. Control Option click. Control Option click header view. Control Option click. To add padding to its bottom. Okay. Oh, right there. Oh, sweet. Wait, what did it do? Oh, now it showed up. Oh, that's cool. So can I... Then add it back. Man, that's nice. Okay. That's so So easy. Okay, this gives you a new modifier, padding.bottom. So it added this code here for us by using that little checkbox on the interface. And now there's space between the header and the video. Yep. Okay. Whoa. Pardon me ever so kindly. All right. No, you could have added padding to the VStack in header view Swift, but header view is a little more reusable without padding. You can choose whether to add wait, you could have added padding to the VStack. Oh, I could have added it here. Is that what you mean? I guess it gets cannibalized, but oh well. I believe that's what they meant, but if we only want it on header view. Yeah. Okay, no, you could have added padding to the VStack in header view.swift, but header view is a little more reusable without padding. You can choose whether to add padding and how to customize it whenever you use header view in another view. Head back to content view.swift. Okay. And live preview your app. All right. Where do we go? Swipe from one page to the next to see different exercise videos. That's cool. So what is that exercise 2? Just hanging out there still. I don't think we need this. Yeah. Cool. All right. Oh, they still left there. Oh, well, I'm going to leave it off. I don't think it matters. I don't think. Creating timer, buttons, and rating. Skills you'll learn in this section. Text with date and style parameters. Types in Swift. Date, button, spacer, foreground color, repeating a view, unused closure parameter. Creating timer view. Add this property to exercise view above body of the body. I want your body. Let interval be above body. Yeah, okay. Let interval of type time interval with a stored value of 30 or stored property. Yeah, stored property of 30. These are high intensity interval exercises, so the timer counts down from 30 seconds. Replace text timer with this code. Okay. Where's that at? Text timer. Old timer. Brother. Text. So it's still a text view, but now date. Adding time interval. Interval. Style. And then we want a modifier on that text, so dot font. Oops, font system size geometry size height 0.07. Okay, so we want a text view. What is this? Of a date. That's a built-in function in SwiftUI or method. Adding time interval is a method on that. Not sure what interval is. other than it's the argument. Oh, I guess it's 30 seconds. They told us that. And then the style dot timer is a built-in styler for the like that font size and whatnot. The font, the color. What is this doing? System. Specifies a system font to use along with the style weight and any design parameters you want applied. Use this function to create a system font by specifying the size and weight. Okay. What about this? What is this? It is a struct, a specific point in time independent of any calendar or time zone. Overview, a date value encapsulates a single point in time independent of any particular calendrical system or time zone. Date values represent a time interval relative to an absolute reference date. The date structure provides methods for comparing dates, calculating the time interval between two dates. Provides methods for comparing dates, calculating time interval between two dates, and creating a new date from a time interval relative to another date. Use date values in conjunction with date formatter instances to create localized representations of dates and times with calendar instances to perform calendar arithmetic. Date bridges to the NS date class. So NS stands for next step, we learned, which is effectively, for our purposes, means old shit that we hope we don't need to use. But NS is the, it was the operating system before, at Steve Jobs' old company, before he came back to Apple. And, you know, shit popped off with those little bulby looking colored. This was what he did before that. But that's what that is referring to. So, yeah, Objective-C. And we want to stay miles away from that. So hopefully a reference is all that it is. But, okay, so where were we? Size and height. The default initializer date creates a value. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm not tired. You're tired. Date creates a value with the current date and time. The date method adding time interval adds interval seconds to this value. Okay. The date method adding time interval adds interval seconds to this value. The Swift data type has a lot of methods for manipulating date and time values. Option click date and open in developer documentation to scan what's available. You'll dive a little deeper into date when you create the history view. The time interval parameters type is time interval. This is simply an alias for double. Okay. If you say interval is of type double, you won't get an error, but time interval describes the value's purpose more accurately. Yeah, but where is this? Oh, okay, it is. We defined it up here. Oh, okay, okay. So, adding time interval. I guess I don't get what does that have to do with? Oh, okay, weird. Yeah, I don't know why it was, I mean, this makes sense, but it was like at 2 minutes and something, which doesn't make any sense. But counting down from 30 makes sense. Is it just doing that when it finishes? Maybe, probably, likely. high probability. Yeah, and then it just starts counting up. Weird. Guess we'll fix that later. Where did we leave off? Add second to. The time interval parameter type is time interval. No, we read that. Swift tip. Swift is a strongly typed language. This means that you must use the correct type. When using numbers, you can usually pass a value of a wrong type to the initializer of the correct type. When using numbers, you can usually pass a value of a wrong type. For example, double my int value creates a double value from an int, and int my double value truncates a. Oh, okay. I see. But you don't want that, yeah. So if you write code in languages that allow automatic conversion, it is easy to create a bug that is very hard to find. Swift makes sure you and people reading your code, including future you, know that you're converting one type to another. Right, meaning that's not allowed, right? You can't do that. If I say this is an integer and it equals 5.3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, why would you? Why would you do that? I don't think Go lets you do that either, so I guess they're just talking about JavaScript. I don't know. You're using the text views style initializer for displaying dates and times. The timer and relative styles display the time interval between the current time and the date value. Okay, what the timer and relative styles display the time interval between the current time and the date value. Formatted. Between the current time and the date value. Formatted as minutes, seconds, or minutes. Oh, weird. These two styles update the display every second. You set the system font size to geometry size height times 0.07 to make a really big timer. Around 95 points for a 12:9 iPad, or 12.9 inch iPad, and 47 points for the much smaller iPhone 8. Okay. So you set the system font size to geometry size height. Oh, okay, so this is 0.07, the height of the entire, okay. Is that what that means? 7% the height of it? That doesn't seem, or maybe that's right, yeah. It's probably right. I think I'll trust the Apple engineers over my eyes. All right, click live preview and watch the timer count down from 30 seconds. It's been doing that, brother. Now it's going up. How we fix it? Because you set date to 30 seconds in the future, the displayed time interval decreases by 1 every second. Yeah. I wonder what makes it. I think when if I just change this to, or change it to anything and then reset it, it'll, okay, yeah, there we go. It's bothering me. All right, because you set date to 30 seconds in the future, the display time interval decreases by 1 every second as the current time approaches date. Okay, where did we, I need to make sense of that. What is that? So what would be, what if I just did? Nothing happened. Oh, I guess now it'll just count up. Maybe. Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, adding time interval. Oh, okay, I get it now. Adding time interval from the current point in time. Therefore, 30 seconds. Okay. Ooh, my coffee's here. Hold on a second. Man, it's hotter than Jessica Alba outside. God damn. I am blessed to see the sunshine. Man, that is some strong stuff. All right. Creating. Wait, where was I? Because you set the date to 30 seconds in the future, which I now get, the display time interval decreases by 1 every second as the current time approaches date. If you wait until it reaches 0, change interval to 3 so you don't have to wait so long. You'll see it start counting up. As the current time moves away from date, don't worry, this text timer is just the prototype. You'll replace it with a real timer in Chapter 6, Observing Objects. Okay, then I will not worry about it. Creating buttons. Creating buttons is simple. So you'll do both now. Replace the text for our button holder. And replace it with button. All right, button. Start. Done. I assume that's the label for the button. And then we have this empty trailing closure with the, wait, I guess it's not. Yeah, there we go. Empty trailing closure. And we want modifiers on this button. So font, phone, font, title 3, and padding. No arguments passed, so we just accept the default padding. And there it is. A button. Cool. Here you gave the button the label start done and an empty action. You'll add the action in Chapter 6, Observing Objects. Then you enlarge the font of its label and added padding all around it. Replace the history button with this code. Okay. History button. Get out of there. Spacer, which we learned expands to fill all available space in all directions based off its container. And then a button. History, and then another empty action that we'll come back to, and a modifier, padding, on the bottom. Okay, makes sense. I love this style. I mean, yeah, come on, this is just the best. Everything's on the screen in the sequence that you declare it. It's good stuff. All right, here you gave the button. Oh, wait, no, replace text history. Okay, we did that. So there's our history button. The spacer pushes the history button to the bottom of the screen. The padding pushes it back up a little so it doesn't look squashed. You add this button's action in Chapter 5, moving data between views. Here's what exercise view looks like now. Okay, good. Still tracking. Create the rating view. Create a new SwiftUI view file. All right, Control in, brother. SwiftUI view here. And rating view. Okay. Yeah. Come on, guys. We're all friends here. Okay, now rating view and preview layout. Create a new SwiftUI view file in the views group. Okay, so I got to put it in there. I don't think that's where I put it. Rating view. Drag that bad boy here. Views. Okay, now it's in the views group. In the views group. This will be a small view, so add this modifier to its preview. Preview layout. Wait, what? Be small, so add this modifier to its preview. Oh. Cool. Switch to selectable mode and zoom to 100%. Selectable mode, the little blue square with the cursor in it. And zoom to 100, okay. Well, no, that works. Okay, replace the boilerplate text with this code, leaving the cursor between the double quotation marks. Leaving the cursor, okay. Not sure what they mean by that, but all right, so image, system name is the parameter, empty string for system name. I wonder why they called it system name for image. Foreground color gray. A rating view is usually 5 stars or hearts, but the rating for an exercise should reflect the user's exertion. Something heart related. Open the library and search symbols for ECG. Open the library? What is the library? I guess they mean this. Okay. So there's this and SF symbols. So I guess 2 different things, but similar uses. ECG. Okay. The ECG waveform seems just right for rating high intensity exercises. Double click it to insert its name between the double quotation marks. I see, that's why you told me to do that. And I wasn't listening. Okay, so ECG, double click. I guess that, okay, that makes more sense now. Okay. Now it's there. In gray, a rating view needs 5 of these symbols arranged horizontally. In the canvas or in the editor, command click the image. In canvas or in the editor, command click the image and select repeat. Okay. So I guess the file name, command click or control click for me. Repeat. Where's that? Repeat. Awesome. All right. Xcode gives you a loop with placeholder range 0 through less than 5. Item in. Yeah, that's what I got. Okay. Click this range and press return to accept. In the canvas, you see 5 separate preview pages. No, see nothing. Static method build expression requires that string conform to view. That string conform to view? what did I do wrong here? System name. Oh, what the hell? That's way off. Okay, go back. Select the... Oh, it was supposed to wrap. I don't know. It just didn't work for me, but whatever. For each. And we want this range. 5. And item in. And I need to close another one here. There we go. Yeah, 100. Okay. The canvas see 5 separate preview pages. Xcode should have embedded them in a stack, like when you duplicated a view, but it didn't. I'm confused. I don't see. See 5 images. I don't see 5 different preview pages. Command click for each and embed it in an H stack. Embed an H stack. Okay. Now your code looks like this. H stack for each. 0 through less than 5. Item in, image, system name, waveform, gray. Okay. That's better, and the symbols are all in a row, but they're very small. Remember, you can use font to specify the size of SF symbols, so add this modifier to the image. Okay, under image, font, large title. All right, bigger is better. One last detail. The code Xcode created for you contains an unused closure parameter item. It does, for each item in. You don't use item in the loop code, so replace item with underbar. We don't use... Okay. Don't use it. What does that mean? You don't use it. Swift tip, it's good programming practice to replace unused parameter names with underbar. The alternative is to create a throwaway name, which takes a non-zero amount of time and focus and will confuse you and other programmers reading your code. I think I follow, but first of all, I wish more people would say that. Because iterators they are confusing as hell. Especially if people call them something. Or you just see it a lot like for I in, which is also vague and confusing, but let's ask the Oracle about this. Yeah, I want to understand what they mean exactly, because if it means what I think it means, then, I'm putting that in my bag and shouting that from the mountaintops for sure. Because I agree, but also I want to make sure that I'm understanding what he's saying. Or she. I don't know. I don't know. Could have been a she. Okay, so given the below excerpt, below, SwiftUI. Actually, 4 different people wrote this book, 2 men, 2 women. So could be one or the other. Given the below excerpt on SwiftUI, what is meant by unused in this context? And what would be an example of used? In this example, the for each loop iterates 5 times, and in each iteration it prints hello. However, the value of item, which would be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 from the range, is never utilized within the loop's code block. I mean, I get what they're saying, but it is used. I guess I just don't like the word choice. Because you need something there. You need an iterator. So I guess, yeah. Yeah, I think it's just a word choice thing, but I get what it's saying. Kind of. Maybe. Now the closure parameter. Oh, let's see. For each item in print item. Yeah, okay, I get what it's saying now, but if that's the case, then it wasn't used in almost every example that we've learned from thus far. Nobody, not that they should have, but like just for example, in the Big Nerd Ranch Guide, we did this over and over and over again, and their Big Nerd Ranch's stance on this was just make it meaningful. But this book is saying just make it an underbar if all you're doing is iterating and not using the actual, like any of these values, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I guess. I don't know when you would do this anyway. Like in most loops, you wouldn't necessarily, if you're using a range, you wouldn't do that anyway. I mean, well, that's not true. I mean, I guess in some cases you might care about what iteration, but normally you're just using it to move over like an array of data in this case. An array of data, give me a view back. Yeah, I don't know. 2 different schools of thought, apparently. Why replace with underbar? Replacing an unused parameter with underbar is a convention in Swift. And some other languages. I think Go does this too. To explicitly signal that the parameter is intentionally unused. This improves code readability as it prevents confusion for other developers or yourself in the future who might wonder why the parameter is there if it's not being used. Additionally, using a placeholder like underbar eliminates the need to come up with arbitrary names for throwaway variables. Yeah, which is a good point. Oh, it's giving you sources now, huh? Yeah, all right. I suppose that is true. Guess I can jive with that, brother. Yeah, okay, all right, fine. Okay, I'm rolling. All right. I'm rolling with that, not I'm rolling. You know what I mean. But Okay, so Swift, it's good programming practice to replace unused. Okay. Now head back to exerciseview.swift to use your new view. Exerciseview.swift. Okay. Oh, oops. Oops. I gotta switch this back. I should have never changed it. That should have just stayed what it was. Here, here, you go here. There we go. All right. Okay, exerciseview.swift. Okay. Replace ratings. Now we're getting somewhere. Rating view with padding, default padding. Your ECG waveforms now march across the screen. Let me move this to the bottom now. And layout. Bottom. Okay. In Chapter 5, moving data between views, you'll add code to let the user set a rating value and represent this value by setting the right number of symbols to red. And in Chapter 7, saving settings, you'll save the rating values so they persist across app launches. All right, challenges. Exercise view will be easier to understand if all its components are in separate view files. Challenge. Create video player view. Move most of the video player code to a separate SwiftUI view file named videoplayer.swift. You can call it in exercise view like this. Okay, move most of the video player code to a separate SwiftUI file named video player view. Oh wait, so I'm in the view file. Okay, yeah, so that's right. I want to be there. It's a SwiftUI view. Video player view. And exercise view. And so we want so you can call it an exercise view like this, video player view. Where is the is it control? And then we can refactor, rename. Video player view. Player view. Seems like it should have been more of that code. Maybe not. Squat, video player view. And okay, that's definitely not right. Okay, hold on, let's go back. Go to what would be the video player? What else can I pull out here? Maybe not the button. Let me see what it gives me if I do the whole. How do I, is it %sign? Yeah. Okay, so this up to geometry and then oh, I can't do it here. How about here? No, makes sense. How about here? Wait, now I don't have exercise. Nah, that can't be right either. Let's go cheat. How about that? Where's my... What chapter are we on? How do you see the... Okay, here we go. Chapter 3. Chapter 3. So they took video name, the entire body. Wait, what? Video name and body. Okay, so where... Where do we do video name? Where did that go? Is it in... Oh, here it is. Huh. Okay. But let me just make sure that's not... So is that in 2 places? The video name? Let's see, exercise. Oh, okay, it is. So video name and then the entire body with the URL, the if else. Well, we'll just yoink that. Yeah. I don't think I would have got there. But the Oracle would have got us there, that's for sure. Okay, so here. And now exercise view. You want me to call it how? Video player view. So you can call it an exercise view like this. Video player view, video name. But that's just... This solution to this challenge is in the chapter's challenge folder. Yeah, I'm confused because this is already how we call it in move most of the video player code to a separate SwiftUI view file named video player Swift. So you can call it an exercise view like this, video player view. Oh, video player view, video name. Okay, so that is different. My bad. Okay, so let me just and then the if else I can get rid of, right? Because that's now in my, yeah. So all of that goes away. Oops. Video player view, video name. Just as video name. Size, height, and then the 0.45 value again. What's the problem? Cannot find video player in scope. Oh, I gotta import AVKit. And what are they passing in there? Squat. There's nothing there, but no more errors. Is that? Let's see, we got the video name, the body, URL. Else with the foreground. Looks right. Okay. Key points. Declare SwiftUI views in the order you want them to appear. Create separate views for your user interface elements. Create separate views for your user interface elements. This makes your code easier to read and maintain. Put each view modifier on its own line. This makes it easy to move or delete. So like these guys here. Xcode and SwiftUI auto suggestions and default values are often what you want. Let Xcode help you avoid errors. Use the command menu to embed or extract views. The the SF symbols app and the Xcode symbol library provide icon images you can configure, like text. Preview variants make it easy to check your interface for different user settings. An enumeration is a name type useful for grouping related values. And Geometry Reader enables you to set a view's dimensions relative to the screen dimensions. In the next chapter, you'll lay out views for history, welcome, and success. Okay, before we start that chapter, I remember seeing a visual map of all of the properties. I'm trying to remember where. Maybe it's in the panel. No. How did I get to that? Where's the debugger? This thing? No. Oh, I'd have to build it. I probably have to build it. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I want to try and see what I think it's this one. Okay, so we don't need that, but we do need no reply dictionary received from leak agent request. Boo, I just wanted to see the, can I not, what is this? No. Oh, here we go. View hierarchy. Eventually. Maybe. Debug, environment overrides. Okay, well, I guess it's not gonna do that, but capturing paused. I'm not sure what I did. Okay, so can I do it now? Actually, that'll probably just kick it back off. Never mind. Let me just ask. Ask the buddy here. Is there a way in Xcode to see a visual relationship of my interactive 3D rep of your views? Whoa, how do I do that? Run your app, pause execution, activate view debugger. Run it. Okay. Okay, and then pause. How do you pause? Okay, I paused it. And now oh yes. Wait, is this, let me see if this is before I so it shows you, this is so cool, but it doesn't show you closures. Where's the rest of my, god damn, accessibility? Oh, maybe, okay, maybe under SwiftUI. No. Oh, hold on, guys, one sec. Hello? Yes, it's him. Mm-hmm. Yes, I am. Okay, thank you. Looking at some cribs today, a little later. All right. Oh wait. Oh shoot. Who else? Oh, nobody. My phone dry, boy. That mug is dry. Oh shoot. This is cool, but I thought when we looked at it last time, we could see our types, like the stuff we defined. This all looks like framework and not our stuff. It's stuff we're using, but not our specific types. So I'm probably doing something wrong, but okay, so that's the debugger though. So where's the other debug view hierarchy? Maybe this is what I was thinking of. I can't wait though. It's always so frustrating when you're learning new stuff. You just want to fly. You know, you just want to get to the point where it's second nature and you can just build stuff. I love that. That's why I loved SQL for such a long time. But even that took, you know, I don't know. I mean, I was comfortable with it maybe after a few months. But it's different when you have, you know, I was learning on the fly, on the job. So I always had real life reasons to go and learn a thing, you know, which is an entirely different level of motivator versus self-motivation. Although, I mean, we've been consistent, we've been doing this, and I want to do it. I'm just saying it's you know, it's a different ball game when it's like literally your job and you're getting paid to do the thing, and there's like immediate feedback, good feedback. You learn a thing new, you bring that back, you implement it, you get good results, you get good feedback. Now you want to learn more, so it's great. But in this case, man, why won't this build? So what is this called again? Maybe I'm view hierarchy. What is the, maybe I'm wasting my time waiting on this thing. Use for. Okay, no, this is exactly what I want. Parent-child relationship, layout, rendering. I wish it would just generate. Sorry, this appointment is now pushing up on. They're gonna make it earlier, yeah. Well, actually, I think we'll wrap it there. I'm gonna see why this isn't working. I don't know if it's just because it's really slow, or if I'm doing something wrong. But yeah, I think that's a good place to wrap it because I don't have time to start the next chapter. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in for today. Per usual, please do drop a follow on whatever platform you might be on, and if I can convince you to do so, please go follow me on X instead of whatever platform you might be watching on. But happy to have you guys on any platform. And don't forget to check out my other stream if you're into video games or just want to hang out. 9 p.m. every single day. I run a ranked Halo stream. Diamond, baby. Diamond 2, matter of fact. Actually, Diamond 3 as of yesterday. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. Come check that out, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Otherwise, I will see you here same time tomorrow for episode 53 of the Swift and SwiftUI Learn Along. Take care of yourselves. Love one another. Drink some water.